Oh, we're not gonna keep it, buddy. You can let him go.
I want to keep it.
We're gonna let him go.
I want this. I want to keep it.
Yeah,
I want to keep it.
go.
I want to keep it.
Here,
I want to keep it.
we're gonna take a picture with it.
Look at that perfect lip. Look where you got him.
There you go.
There you go.
Woo.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California, here in SoCal on a beautiful summer-like day in January of 2024. How did you like that lead-in? That was something so special. Ethan Parcell catching that trout at the Bart Hall Show in Long Beach, creating a memory for a lifetime, and more than likely hooking that young man on fishing for the rest of his life. Man, that was a beautiful moment. And there's more moments like that to come because Bart Hall now moves to Del Mar near San Diego, and that will be February 15th through the 18th. Don't miss that. We had so many great people and so many wonderful times at this year's show in Long Beach, California. I want to thank everybody who went out of their way to come over and say hello to me. It means so much to me. It means so much to Friedman Adventures, and I deeply appreciate all that you do. We have got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about some great marlin fishing in Cabo San Lucas. We're going to cover the long-range scene, yellowfin and wahoo, really biting well. What's happening here with our halibut bite, bass fishing, and the surf bite has been great. There's been great lobster, hoop netting, and so much more. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see this or not, but my hands have got all this schmuck all over it. So on the way out to do the morning briefing, I looked at my tripod. I go, hey, there's a little bit of rust. Oh, shoot, here's some rust stuff I can spray on here. So I sprayed it on and I go, man, this is going to be fantastic. It's going to slide up and down so easy. And then I started, getting all this crap on my hands. I'm trying to clean it off before the morning briefing. And I'm thinking, how can I? Whatever. So here I am. How do you get this off, by the way? Drop a comment down below. I'm sure I can figure it out. Not the handiest guy in the world, as you can see. Hey, hit that like button if you don't mind. I would really appreciate that. Share these videos with a friend. That makes all the difference in the world. So if you tick the bell, you'll be notified when there is new content. We have new content all the time. And subscribe down below to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Man, I'm telling you, it couldn't be any more lovely than it is right now. However, this is all going to go down the tubes on us here in SoCal on Thursday when we're going to get rain and then kind of off and on rain for about a week at least, it seems like. Some days will be okay, and some days will be very, very windy. I mean, nasty windy. So we're going to watch that for you very, very closely. And I think Thursday, we're looking at a pretty big storm. In fact, the Royal Star, long-range boat out of San Diego, great rig. They are trying to bump up their departure time from Thursday to Wednesday to avoid the wind that's going to manifest itself on Thursday here in Southern California. I just want you to keep your eyes on that. We're not really all that concerned about the rain in most cases, but we do get concerned about hazardous seas, a result of heavy winds, and we're going to get some of that here. It seems like Thursday. We'll keep you up to date on all of that. All right, let's jump into it with you. Just have to mention to you how great the bite in Cabo San Lucas, San Jose del Cabo is. Striped marlin, a few miles off the beach from San Jose del Cabo. Really great fishing. I mean, multiple hookups on striped marlin on average trips. There's also some dorado in there, some yellowfin tuna, occasional wahoo. Cabo's going really well, and up there above it a little bit, San Jose del Cabo, same thing. Really great fishing going on. San Quintin area, 140 miles. Down below the border, we see some good yellowtail action, not every single day, but at times wide open. Forkies on the yo-yo iron, that's been biting really well. Lots of rockfish to help round it out, and beautiful Ensenada. Baja California Norte, only a 70-mile drive from Tijuana at the border. You get down there, and man, I'll tell you, the fishing's been really good this wintertime. There's occasional hits on the Barracuda, very early for the gar to be in here. We also see some really good big bonita fishing, copious amounts of colorful and great-eating rockfish down there in Ensenada. Occasional yellowtail and an occasional halibut. Really nice fishing. In most cases, you're going to go home with a nice sack of great eating rockfish and maybe even something a little bit better than that. All right, let's switch over and talk about the long range situation. It has been spectacular, and it remains that way right now. On board the XL, David Petrucci and a bunch of happy anglers catching all kinds of wahoo, excellent wahoo fishing, as they went from fishing yellowfin tuna to saying, hey, our trip is winding down. Let's go catch some skins. They went to Alejos Rocks, and they found some great wahoo fishing. Congratulations, David, and everybody on board that great trip. The Royal Polaris. Hey, let's say happy birthday to Captain Roy Rose's son, 2 years old today. Man, that is a beautiful thing. Roy putting the people on board the Royal Polaris on some great yellowfin tuna action and some nice fish indeed. We've seen some fish getting up there in like a 265 yesterday for Charles Milholland. Nice catch, Charles. Pushing up there toward 300 is really an accomplishment, and that is some great fishing. They've had excellent yellowfin tuna and wahoo fishing. The Independence is headed south right now, headed down there towards the zone where the yellowfin tuna bite has been pretty darn good. Red Rooster 3 here recently has also had some really excellent fishing. These are long-range trips that leave from San Diego and journey down the Baja Peninsula. They are 16-day trips. So, man, I'll tell you right now, these are fantastic. You won't believe the food and the service. You could literally, I thoroughly believe this, you could be someone who's never fished before and jump on one of those trips, and the crews are so good, they will have you catching fish in no time. Perhaps the fish of a lifetime. I mean, it's been that great. So really good fishing going on, no question about it. Don't forget, it is tax season right now, and getting your taxes done early and getting that headache out of the way is really something that you will love to do. And you can do it with Tim Marquez, because Tim is a great guy, a guy that I trust more than anybody. A best income tax, 15% off last year's fees. Also a $20 referral fee in your pocket. Give Tim a call today and get your income tax taken care of so you can enjoy the fishing season to come. All right, we have seen here on the local scene in Southern California some pretty good fishing in terms of that wintertime bass. That is continuing right now. We've seen some sculpin and whitefish. Our halibut bite has slowed down quite a bit, but guys are still able to pick off a few fish. On board the native son, KJ from Mag 12 Swim Baits yesterday was on board there, and he said, Phil, it couldn't have been a more gorgeous day on the water. It was absolutely beautiful. They ended up with 3 legal halibut and 4 short halibut on that trip. Had some sculpin and rockfish to go along with that. But again, the halibut bite seems to have slowed up. 3 guys on board that trip: Vince, Backdanian, Hung Tran, and of course KJ from Mag 12 Swim Baits all had legal halibut yesterday. So a nice little bite for them, and hopefully that is going to continue. We've seen a very good sign here in 2024 so far with regard to our halibut fishery, but it has slowed in the last couple of weeks or so. It should get going again on the Aloha Spirit up there out of Cisco Sportfishing in Oxnard. They ended up with a couple of halibut, 33 calico bass. Pat O'Brien, their captain, is always trying new stuff, and he said here recently in an interview on Friedman Adventures, man, Phil, there's a lot of squid still around, and I'm thinking we're going to have an explosion one of these days on either yellowtail or more halibut or white sea bass. They've picked at those halibut and sea bass and sometimes put the wood to them. Here recently, as I said, it has slowed up, but Pat's got a very good feel for all of this, and I'm banking with him. I'm thinking that could come together in a big, big way. Again, sculpin, whitefish for boats from the border all the way up. That wintertime sand and calico bass fishing has been very, very good here recently. Fishing fluorocarbon, anywhere from 20 to 40 pound, whatever you can get a bite on. The heavier, the better, because you're fishing that structure and those fish will run you into the rocks. So make sure you are fishing heavy as possible with your fluoro. That will make all the difference in the world. As the tractors continue to move through here in Surfside, California, as they are doing sand replenishment here, and thank God erosion has taken up a lot of this here in Surfside, and they're getting more and more sand on the beach. All right, lobster fishing has been excellent here recently. Jesse Link with some great halibut, some great lobster hoop netting here recently. It's been really, really good here locally and also at Catalina Island. Pretty impressive waves rolling in here this morning. Ton of surfers down by the jetty, but man, those are some nice big sets rolling in here. Again, the PromarAhi.com hoop net update here in SoCal says that fishing or hoop netting has been really great on the lobster, so that is continuing here. Many of the landings from San Diego all the way up to the Channel Islands are running hoop net trips. I know a lot of private boaters love to do that also. It has been really good. In the surf, and don't forget your surf fishing headquarters is right down there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. It's Big Fish Bait and Tackle. They've got all the bait you'll need. And also they have tons of tackle from trout fishing to big game fishing. Man, I'll tell you, you can get it all at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Hooks, sinkers, lures, everything. And what a Lucky Craft assortment they have down there. Lucky Craft is a lure that we use here in the surf to catch halibut. Also, barred perch like to bite it. The bigger bards will get all over that Lucky Craft. You know, our dear friend Eddie Leland, who passed away here recently, he used to throw that Lucky Craft right here on this beach and crank some really giant barred perch. I could still hear the laughter coming from him. He loved doing that. He also loved the Barred Hall Show. His daughter reached out to me the other day and asked me to say hello to everybody, and I was doing a lot of that at the Barred Hall Show. Eddie loved that show more than anything, and man, having him by my side was always so great. You know, he's still by my side. He's right here in my heart forever. So good stuff and some pretty good surf fishing going on here in SoCal. We've got barred perch from the border all the way up to Santa Barbara and beyond. In fact, Richard Cayo, he was down here around Huntington Beach, had a very lively session, he said. Excellent barred perch fishing. No really consistent bite on the big ones. Had a few nice big ones, but most of them, he said, were smaller, but had a great time, man. Beautiful outside here in the weather, and you can't beat it. Especially, as I said, we got some weather heading our way on Thursday. Might as well get out and enjoy it. Geo Vibes, man, oh man. Geo, is it possible to just feel really good about your catch and be jealous at the same time? Limits of barred perch, and man, those are some nice ones fishing up there somewhere around Santa Barbara. He put the wood to them. Excellent barred perch fishing in the surf. There's also some corvina around. There's been some yellowfin croaker, as I mentioned, some halibut. It's been really good in the Southern California surf. You might get a day out of this here today, and you might get a day out of it tomorrow. But as I said, that weather is going to come up, and it's going to get nasty with wind on Thursday. So we'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. Don't forget, February the 15th, we are coming up on Bart Hall Show down there in Del Mar. Don't forget, April the 4th through the 9th, we have a great trip on board the Independence, sailing from Point Loma Sport Fishing, a 5-day beautiful trip with this El Nino and the accelerated fishing that we've been seeing in the warmer than usual water. I'm expecting big things out of that trip with a lot of variety. It should be a fantastic trip. Make sure you check with the Independence office or give them a call and check it out. It's going to be fantastic. All right, my friends, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to figure this out right now. What the heck? And then I get an itch, and, you know, I'm going to be walking around. People are going to think, man, he's really into the Ash Wednesday thing early. So anyway, I'll get this off my hands. I can't wait to see more of you at the next Bar Hall Show. That's going to be fantastic. I hope you're out catching some fish today. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon.